Today, we embark upon a dangerous journey. One where many might not survive, but you hold the key to survival, to save a civilization, a colony, a village, a people. You are the only one capable of stopping a crisis. We all know that computers are phenomenal. The technology that we find in our day-to-day is far greater than we can ever possibly comprehend. But in this very story that we discuss today, a computer virus takes over, an SOS given to the greatest of battle pilots. You must be the victor. Today, we will discuss the survival and saving of every space colony in the galaxy that you must save. Today, we discuss our last resort on Mission Neo Geo. Thanks, Ty. What it is, it's your guy Retro Neo Ness back again with another Mission Neo Geo video, and today we are talking about Last Resort. So Last Resort came out in 1992, and this game can be found on, of course, the arcade system with the MVS, Neo Geo AES, and Neo Geo CD. So the plot of this game is like many of the Neo Geo games that you may find that are super futuristic. Mankind develops a technology. Of course, the technology goes rampant, causes a virus, primary computers start taking over space stations, etc. Your typical end of the world scenario type game. But this is a shooter, a side-scrolling shooter, and the object of the game is to actually beat this game twice. Not once, but twice. There's 5 different stages, and you have to destroy the end stage bosses by aiming at their weak points. There's generally a red belly or a red head or a red dot or what have you, an orb of some kind on the body of the boss where you cause significant damage. Now, you can use your drone that charges up and powers up, and you can cause additional damage and also clear out any additional ads that you see floating around the screen. And you can use a multitude of different weapon combinations that you may find in your journeys in terms of destroying other villains out there while you're flying. So the robot drone can be toggled to a stop track position, or it can be rotated. So let's say, for instance, you want that drone to be on your back of your ship. You just press B and then it will stay there and it will be firing there. Now, if you need to toggle it diagonally or horizontally or what have you, just press B again and it's just going to continue to rotate around your ship. So depending on how many enemies that you have surrounding your ship at any given time on the screen will be dependent on whether or not you decide to have that little drone in one spot or another. Now, there's a multitude of missiles, lasers, different shooters, etc. that can cause significant damage. So in terms of reception for this game gives more of an R-type vibe in my personal opinion. The game is great. It is very difficult though, especially having to complete it twice in a row to fully complete the game. Now, in this particular case, I would say that in terms of the graphic capabilities of this game, it's actually really well done. Now, there are some occasions where you're going to have some frame drops, etc., just due to the massive amount of enemies, bullets, missiles, everything flying on the screen. But it still plays great on the AES, and I didn't have a problem with anything in terms of lag to the point to where I would die or anything like that. So pretty good there. Now, in terms of this game, what would I rate it? Well, I'm going to give Last Resort a NES rating of 4. So I actually say that Ty and I are spot on. I'm going to give Last Resort a Tiberius rating of 4. And why do you ask? This game is very difficult, yet rewarding. Its side-scrolling shooting is phenomenal, and yet it will try you. It will compete. It will test your ability to complete this difficult game. That is what I give it. This is a great game. You can actually find multiple versions of this game. While I have the dog tag version, as you can see here, and looking at this isn't considered mint. So during my time of collecting Neo Geo games, I picked up Last Resort roughly within my first year and a half of collecting. Last Resort was on top of my list, and of course I was on the warpath to complete an all dog tag collection for the Neo Geo AES. Now, while this game only does 45 megs, it does a significant job in terms of keeping you engaged, and the replayability of this game is good. It's so frustrating that you want to continue playing because you want to get to the next stage, you want to get to that final boss, and you want to complete the game. Generally, in terms of pricing, this in US copy, and generally we're talking about the dog tag version, the dog tag version will range anywhere between roughly $500 to $800 US. And $500 being somewhere around on the rougher condition side. So when I say 500, there may be a tear, there may be some fading, there may be a tear in the manual, some cart damage in terms of insertion marks, etc. On the $800 side, well, you're really just paying for eBay prices. Now, if you did this on a private sale, you might be able to get this a little bit cheaper, somewhere around the $500 to $600 range. So another thing to note for you folks out there that are looking for AES games, Last Resort is priced probably $150 higher on eBay due to, or any auction site for that matter, due to, of course, taxes, shipping, etc. Auction places generally are going to take a little percentage off the top, which is why sellers go on here and they bump up the price a little bit. But in turn, if this is the only place that you can find that particular game, guess what? The price of the game goes up. Now, I got this game almost a year and a half ago, so prices have, for the most part, stabilized and stay roughly within the $500 to $800 range. I haven't seen it go up any higher than that. Now, if you find one cheaper than this, great on you. Generally, if you see anything below $500, that generally means that there's no manual, or the case is really destroyed, or the insert is in really, really bad shape. If you do decide that you want to go ahead and purchase a Last Resort copy with no manual, you just want the box, you just want the game, you want it to work on your AES console, don't pay more than $500. If it's not complete, don't pay more than $500. I would be inclined to say more in terms around $400, maybe $350, depending on condition. Now, if everything else is mint and clean, then you and the seller can discuss, bargaining what the price should be. Last Resort right here. Let's do a quick smell test. Smells like mahogany and chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Don't look at me like that. So, let's take a look at the box itself. So, Last Resort, nice insert, pops. Last Resort on the side here. Pretty vibrant pictures on the back of the box. And let's take a look at the manual. So as you can see here, in terms of the manual, so the manual's got that dog tag emblem on the front and the back, and it's got the classic black and white pages. So pretty solid there. And moving over to the cartridge is in pretty good shape. Now actually this one it's actually a double sticker. So this Last Resort that I have actually has the Japanese sticker underneath the English sticker. I actually didn't notice that until I looked at it. So it's got a Japanese sticker under it, but it's the AES, the English version on the top. Interesting. In terms of insertion marks, etc., that's it's been played. I play this game pretty often, so it's not bad. And the one thing I like about this series is it gives me an opportunity to play my games more, because while I'm reviewing these, I want to make sure I'm giving a comprehensive view. Now, I will say this. In the process of making this video, I got a lot of footage. However, I only beat the game once. So I didn't go back for a second round to beat. But I will go back, check it out, and see how it is once I did. But it's been pretty good. If you liked today's episode, drop a like, comment down below, and as always, collect and play the way that you want to collect and play your games. Tiberius, take us out of here. We have survived and we have saved the civilization. Another great day, another win for Mission Neo Geo. Again, my friends, we thank you very much for stopping in to watch our glorious series. And as always, we bid you good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to you. Next week, on our glorious episode of Mission Neo Geo, we will be discussing the game. Well, you'll have to stay tuned because it is to be continued. See you again.